of last night, the official number of coronavirus infected patients had risen to 28, with the addition of 6 more infected patients last evening. However, after the detection of 15 additional cases as of this evening, the total now stands at 43. 4 among the 6 new cases of infections detected yesterday were persons held in quarantine centres after arriving in the country from overseas. One among the remaining duo is a local who was under treatment at the Polonnaruwa hospital, and the other was identified as a Sri Lankan who arrived from Kerala, India. The latest diagnosed cases also include a pilot working for Sri Lankan Airlines who had earlier attended the annual Royal Thomaian cricket match. National carrier Sri Lankan Airlines meanwhile announced that all crew members who came into contact with the coronavirus-infected pilot during the last 14 days have been placed under self-quarantine with immediate effect. The statement revealed that the pilot had operated his last layover flight to Singapore on the 28th of February, and thereafter all the flights he operated had been turnaround flights. According to Chief Epidemiologist of the Ministry of Health, Dr. Sudat Samaravira, 204 people have now been admitted to a number of hospitals across the country on suspicion. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Defence had also instructed all passengers who arrived in Sri Lanka between the 1st and 15th of this month from Europe, Iran and South Korea to register themselves at the nearest police station or via the 119 hotline. The ministry added that under quarantine laws, legal action will be taken against those who violate the order. Accordingly, many passengers who arrived in Sri Lanka during the given time period were seen getting themselves registered at many police stations. But the Association of Public Health Inspectors points out that the influx of visitors at police stations can become more problematic given the nature of the virus. Meanwhile, Bhagavanthalawa public health inspectors have taken measures to self-quarantine 14 persons who haven't come under quarantine process after arriving in Sri Lanka. These passengers had arrived from Ukraine, Germany, Saudi Arabia, Malaysia and Qatar after the 8th of this month. Among them are employees who work overseas as well as visiting tourists. As a measure to curb a possible outbreak, a 3-day special public holiday has been announced by the government from today until Thursday. This special 3-day holiday will be applicable to all departments, corporations and institutions except health services, food, transport, essential services, banks, district secretariats and divisional secretariats. The 3-day holiday will also be applicable to the private sector. The government is yet to announce an extension of the given holiday but will further analyse the situation. Minister Bandula Gunawardena meanwhile urged the public to not panic as there is no shortage of essential goods in the country. Meanwhile, the Colombo Municipal Council has decided to close all public venues in Colombo for a period of 2 weeks. In the meantime, the Commissioner General of Prisons TMJ Imthenakon announced that prisoner visitation at prisons island-wide will be suspended for 2 weeks beginning from today. Further, the Railway Station Masters Union has decided to refrain from accepting cash for tickets as well as parcels until further notice. Passengers therefore were able to use railway services without purchasing tickets. Meanwhile, the disinfection of trains leaving the Fort Railway Station commenced today. Public places including buses were also subjected to disinfection today, while water facilities too were supplied for washing of hands. In the current context, the government has taken a slew of measures to prevent an outbreak in the country. Accordingly, steps have been taken to temporarily suspend the arrival of passengers from all countries from midnight on the 18th of March to 31st of March. However, cargo transfers, departures and intermediate air passenger transfers will be conducted as usual. The Ministry of Foreign Relations in the meantime has decided to bring down all Sri Lankan pilgrims who are currently in India. There are about 1,200 Sri Lankan pilgrims who left for India before the government's decision to suspend all pilgrimages to India was announced.
Churyan ke nobidena vishwasya samke Maxis